Hey, how's it going, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Making the rounds right now is that CyberPunk 2077 has gotten a brand new comprehensive 14-minute gameplay demo. It looks great, although some people are pointing to the fact that the game has seen a slight visual downgrade. I don't really see it, but I'm not comparing the demo from last year to this year's demo side by side. What I can say is I think the game looks great, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Gears 5 campaign preview is up on Windows Central, and one piece of information I found really interesting is that the game is noted to have a 20+ hour campaign. That seems absolutely crazy because I beat Gears 4's campaign in like 5 to 6 hours, so a 20-hour campaign is insane. Now, I do know that this game is gonna be a little bit more extensive. They're trying some different things. That's why the game is called Gears 5 instead of your traditional Gears of War. I think they are trying to promote this as a little bit of a gameplay shift, but nonetheless, we'll talk that. The Epic Game Store has got a couple of nice freebies right now. Honestly, some of their best freebies ever, but it's EGS, so we'll run through that quickly. And then there is a great Revolution game bundle over on Fanatical right now with the top tier including Kingdom Come Deliverance and the preceding tiers including some good games as well, so we'll talk that at the end of this video. But first up, there has been a worldwide reveal of brand new game footage of CyberPunk 2077, and it shows off a lot of the mechanics of the game, and a lot of it looks really good. Now, is any of this earth-shattering revelations? No, not necessarily. It seems more so I've been hearing some rumblings about the game seeing a visual downgrade, which I'm really not seeing, but again, I haven't been really paying close attention to last year's demo. It's not like I've been watching that on repeat. Yes, I'm incredibly excited for CyberPunk 2077, but I've gotten to the point where I like to kind of be in a little bit of the dark and not be as hyped for games as I was in the past. So when I do go into playing a game, it's a little bit of a fresh experience instead of me just watching gameplay over and over again. That's just my thought process, although I did watch that gameplay demo once, but it was a year ago. And the visuals to me still look very good, so I'm absolutely not going to complain about that. I'm really not going to be complaining about graphics in video games in 2019. The games look so incredible as it is that it goes really across the board that I'm really just worried about the context of the game. And the context of the game in CyberPunk 2077 looks awesome. There looks to be so much depth to the game, and that's really what I've noticed. All of the different choices and how you actually tackle the game seems to be at a larger level than a lot of games in the past. A lot of games are going that choice-driven route of gameplay where you can tackle the game in different ways, but really with Cyberpunk 2077, it seems to be adding another layer on top of that. Some of the boss fights look really crazy as well, and some really cool stuff was shown off in the deep dive video. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. I imagine the majority of you guys are already incredibly excited for this game, so it's not like you need to be sold on it anymore, but nonetheless, some of you probably also want to see some new gameplay of it, and the deep dive video kind of goes over that. Honestly, after this video though, I do not want to see any more of the game. I'm completely sold on it. If you want to upload some cinematic trailers, if you want to do the big PR push closer to the release of the game, I'm good with that. I'm sold on it. I think the majority of other people are sold on it. And I think just uploading another major gameplay demo, like let's say they do another 30 or 45-minute demo, honestly at that point I think you're revealing too much. I think we have an idea of what the game is closer to release. If you want to do one final demo to kind of show us the finished product, the polished product, then by all means do that, but at this point in August, I don't want to see anything at the very least for the rest of the year. And then you can go into that big PR push early next year leading into the release on April 16th. That's just my 2 cents in how I would do it. But nonetheless, very much excited for that. Okay, that's in April of this year. A game that is out very soon, actually next week, if you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber or if you buy the Ultimate Edition of the game, is Gears 5. And there's a preview up on WindowsCentral.com, which I'll leave in the description box down below. But one very interesting piece of information, and I'll read it to you guys, they noted, for our preview, the Coalition propelled us forward a few chapters near the setting of that mysterious original trailer. I don't want to give too much away for those looking to avoid spoilers, but the snippets of the 20+ hour campaign we explored offered more insight to the dynamics between Kate, Dell, and JD and the current state of the trio's relationship. 20+ hour campaign for a Gears of War game sounds absolutely insane. Now, always take people saying a game is X amount of hours with a grain of salt. I seem to be beating games a lot quicker than the majority of people. So let's say it's not 20 hours, but let's say it's still 15 hours. That's a lot of content for a Gears of War game. To give you guys an idea, I beat Gears of War 4 in like 5 to 6 hours. It was a relatively quick experience. And Gears 5 being a 20-hour plus campaign, hey, that's very exciting to me, especially because recently I've been of the mindset that with Microsoft offering all of these games on Xbox Game Pass, I'm really curious on how that affects the incentives on creating a compelling game, a game that is raising the bar from previous entries, because at the end of the day, now you're offering your game for $5 or $10 a month. It's very accessible to everyone. People can sign up for Game Pass for $2 for 2 months, and they can play the game that way. Does that incentive still exist where you want to create the most compelling game possible? Now, we didn't really know if Gears 5 was gonna be a game on Game Pass way back in, 2017 or 2018 when it was originally announced, but you get the idea, and that's really something we're gonna see come together in a few years. We'll see if Microsoft is still trying to pump out AAA high-quality exclusives. In the case of Gears 5, it definitely looks like that this is gonna be a big-budget game. I'm excited to see how it turns out. I've said recently that I feel like Gears has lost a lot of its luster, and it definitely has. Gears of War is nowhere near as big as it was in 2008, 2010. I remember the release of Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3, actual events. Like, everybody knew about the release of Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3. Can you say the same about Gears 5? In my little bubble of gaming friends, a lot of people don't know that Gears 5 is out next week. In 2008, when Gears of War 2 was coming out, that crap was all over the place. Everybody knew about Gears of War 2, and in the case of Gears 5, I don't know if it's me just not paying as close attention to things like commercials, but even so, inside my bubble of everyone that plays video games, they don't even know that Gears 5 is coming out next week. They don't even know that you can pay $5 and play Gears 5 on PC, and that's pretty sad. I hope this game does well. But at the same time, I do think from a Microsoft standpoint, it's time to invest in some other IPs. It's time to create some more compelling IPs, because all they're doing with 343 and Coalition, as much as I love Halo and Gears, it's just spamming Halo and Gears games over and over again. I'm excited to see MCC come out on PC. That's gonna be awesome, but if you've been an Xbox guy for a long time, you've just seen Halo, Gears, Forza, those titles be spammed over and over again. We need some fresh blood. We need some new IPs from a Microsoft standpoint, but nonetheless, that's coming across really negative. I still think Gears 5 is going to be a really good game, and with a 20-hour plus campaign, again, even if it's not 20 hours, if it's 15 hours, that says a lot of good things about the campaign, because at this point, I don't want to get super invested into Gears multiplayer. I'm sure it's going to be pretty good, but I don't have the time of day with all of these other games also coming out to invest a lot of time into Gears multiplayer and get really good at it, understanding all the maps, all of the nuances, whatever the case may be. I really want to primarily focus on the campaign, dabble in the multiplayer a little bit, and then be on my merry way. So Gears 5 is out September 6th if you are a Ultimate subscriber, or if you pick up the Ultimate Edition, the full game for everyone will be out on September 10th. Lastly, I do want to quickly go over some things. Celeste and Inside are the Epic Game Store freebies this week. Those are some awesome games. As much as everybody hates the Epic Game Store, Celeste is a fantastic platformer. Inside is a really cool game by Playdead, the guys that did Limbo, and to get those two games free, that is awesome. To give you guys an idea, Celeste has an overwhelmingly positive reception, 97% positive, 9,389 Steam user reviews, and I believe the Metacritic score was very positive as well, yes, an 88. So very strong there. Inside, on the other hand, 95% positive with 18,398 Steam user reviews and 87 on Metacritic. I feel like both of those games are relatively underrated if you look at the context of the game, given that they were released at like $19.99 price point. Those are games that are some of the best downloadable games of all time, and they should be north of a 90 on Metacritic. That's just my 2 cents, but nonetheless, really good EGS offering. So if you do have EGS downloaded for whatever reason, if you've been buying games like Control, you plan on buying Borderlands 3, you might as well add the freebies to your library as well. And lastly, I do want to highlight that Fanatical has got a great Revolution bundle right now, kind of similar to a Humble bundle where they have different tiers. A lot of cool games in this. A tier 1 will get you Deus Ex Game of the Year Edition. You'll get Dungeon Rats, Jagged Alliance 2 Wildfire, and Jagged Alliance 2 Classic. Beating $4.99 will get you the Age of Decadence, Halcyon 6, a Lightspeed Edition, and Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is awesome. Tier 3 is $7.99, and that'll get you Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut, which is fantastic. I think that game is better than Deus Ex Mankind Divided, although I thought Mankind Divided was a decent game as well. This bundle is highlighted by $12.99. If you pay that, you'll get Kingdom Come Deliverance Deliverance as well, which is awesome. KCD was a part of a Humble Monthly not too long ago, but it's not a part of that anymore. So $12.99 for this is really good. Along with that, of course, you'll get all of the games from the other tiers as well. Now, you don't get the DLC for KCD, which is a little bit of a bummer. They did put out a Royal Edition. I believe that's like $40. It includes KCD and all of the DLC. So if you want to wait until that goes on sale and get that at a steep discount, that's not all too bad of an idea, but nonetheless, if you have been wanting to play KCD, I think it's a great open world historical RPG. Been making some strides as well with updates, had some issues at launch, but a lot of those issues have been remedied, so check that out. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and that's gonna conclude this video. Again, Cyberpunk 2077 gets a ton of new gameplay, 14 minutes of new gameplay. Gears 5 is said to be 20 hours long. I don't know what to make of that. Celestin Inside free on EGS. And check out the Revolution bundle at Fanatical right now. $13 will get you KCD and a bunch of other great titles. That's going to wrap up this video. If you guys do have a request for a future video, leave that in the comment section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.